Why do you think it's important women know about their finances?
Women don't normally pay attention to their finances, especially if they have someone taking care of it for them. It's one less thing for them to worry about. I've seen a lot of couples where the man does not want to share the finances because they don't want to explain it, or they don't think the woman will understand it, which drives me crazy. I think that the reality of it is that in most cases, women live longer than men. So statistically, so the women need to understand the finances, or else they won't know what's going on in their life, in the financial life, when the man passes or if they get divorced. And it just gives them more empowerment to know their financial health.
Right. Okay, so what's three things that they should know?
Okay, so they should know their credit score. They should know their cash flow, their assets and liabilities, and they should know if they have an emergency fund.
Okay, so how do you find out your credit score?
So you can get free subscriptions or paid subscription to credit bureaus. So what I tell people to do is make sure that you have some knowledge of your credit report, and that actually will show you your credit score and will help you with your assets and liabilities, because you can look at what all your liabilities are, as far as your credit card debt and all your mortgages, car loans, any kind of debt for your liability side of your balance sheet.
All right, so for women who are married and they're
Yes.
or newly married and they're trying to decide whether they should have a joint account with their spouse, what are the pros and cons?
The pros are that everything's shared and pooled and that it's transparent. It also passes more easily if something were to happen to one of the spouses, so that you wouldn't have to, the account wouldn't be frozen and then you have to go provide death certificates and short certificates to have the funds released. The cons are that the money is available to both parties, so it's not restrictive. And even if you were to call the bank and say, we're getting divorced and I don't want my husband to have access to the funds, that can't happen. You'd have to close the account and open a new account. So that's the cons of it. I actually suggest that you have two individual accounts and a joint account when you're first together and first married, to see what your spending patterns and habits are. And then what I used to say is put a percentage of your salary into the joint account. So say whatever it is, it's the same hardship for both, but it might be different amounts of money depending on how much each party makes, right? And then as you feel more comfortable and you understand each other's spending habits, then you could move to a joint account for everything. But it's different for everybody.
Great. Okay. So for women who want to build wealth, what should they know?
So I think what they should do is really think about what their risk tolerance is and think about how they want to break up the money that they have and how much they're willing to invest and not have access to, and how much they need access to, which is so important to understand the cash flow and the asset and liabilities that we talked about earlier.
And I would imagine you have to get help for that. Yes?
Yes, I would say yes. I know a lot of people try to do it on their own. There is a lot of information out there, but I suggest that someone, goes to a trusted advisor to talk to them about their specific, their goals, what their specific financial picture is, and understand how that they can build wealth. It might be through different avenues. Some might not be traditional. It just depends on the person and their situation.
It's great information. Thank you, Jill.
You're welcome. Thank you.